Hi, welcome to our channel. This is the sixth part of the Ubuntu install series. In the last video, I demonstrated how I set up my host file. Today, our topic is how I set up non-sudo user privileges. It's like using sudo command for a non-sudo user. Here, we will demonstrate the principle of list privilege. For better understanding, you can do a research on your own about this principle. But in my own words, it's like this. Just don't use the root or the sudo user to execute everything on your Linux server or computer. You should plan on which commands you'll give your non-sudo user the permission to execute. Here we will demonstrate how we give non-sudo user permission to run these three commands. Number one, the script about firewall. Okay, the firewall 1.sh. Number two, the IP command. Number three, how we can give a non-sudo user to edit /etc/resolve.conf using nano. Only the root or the sudo user can edit this file. But here we will demonstrate how a non-sudo user can edit this file using nano. So for this activity, let's start by logging in as the non-sudo user to check if can the non-sudo user use the following commands. These 5 commands here: the IP command, and can the non-sudo user edit the result.conf file using nano? Can it also execute our script for the IP tables? Can it execute IP tables command for IPv4 and IP tables command for IPv6? So let's try to log in as a non-sudo user. Here, the non-sudo user is Bill. So let's put in our password. And we're in as the non-sudo user. Let's open up a terminal. By the way, one way to check if a user is part of a group, such as the sudo group, we can type groups. Based on the results, user Bill is just a member of the Bill group, but not of the sudo group. Let's try the following commands, these 5 commands here, if Bill can execute them. So now let's try if user Bill can execute these commands right here. Let's start from number 1. Let's try IP. Let's try to verify the interface that we will use to connect to the internet. Type IP and then address. As you can see, Bill can execute IP address and verify the interfaces. For this demonstration, we will use this interface to connect to the internet. So next, let's try to assign an IP address to ENS34. To assign IP address, we'll also use the IP command, like so. Let's try without the sudo command. IP address add 192 dev ENS34. Let's press enter. It says not permitted. What about if we use sudo command? Like so. Let's press enter and then give it our password. Okay, still Bill cannot execute the command, or Bill is not allowed to execute the IP address to add IP address to the interface. Next, let's try number 2. Let's see if Bill can edit resolve.conf. So let's clear the screen. So let's go to etc directory, where we'll find the resolve.conf file, cd etc, and then let's try to edit resolve.conf, nano resolve.conf. Okay, as you can see, Bill can open the file using nano. However, let's try if we can edit this file. Let's try to save it. Okay, so there's the prompt. Error writing resolve.conf, permission denied. So user Bill cannot edit resolve.conf. Let's try to exit. Press no. Okay, how about using sudo command, sudo nano resolve.conf, sudo nano resolve.conf, and give it our password for Bill. Still, Bill cannot edit resolve.conf file based on the output. Let's try the next command, number 3, iptables1.sh. By the way, this is a script that we created in part 2 of our series. Let's try if Bill can execute it. Let's clear the screen. And type iptables1.sh. No, cannot execute it. How about using sudo command? Give it our password. Let's see if we can verify if iptables1.sh really did set up our IP tables. To see it, we need iptables -l, but unfortunately we cannot execute iptables -l. Let's try using sudo iptables -l. No, still cannot. Based on number 3 and number 4, user Bill was able to execute iptables1.sh script. We'll know why later, but just a short note. If I'm not mistaken, in the part 2 of this series, we were able to give Bill permission to run iptables1.sh. But we'll verify that later. But I'm pretty sure that Bill can execute this command. However, we need to verify if it really did set up our iptables by using iptables-l. So that's number 4. And this is number 4 is similar to number 5, I mean. Number 4 is similar to number 5. Number 5 is about IPv6, while number 4 is about IPv4. Let's try number 5. As you can see, still Bill cannot execute IP6 tables-l. If we put sudo and then IP6 tables -l, still it doesn't allow build to execute IP6 tables command. So the question is, how can we give a non-sudo user permission to run the following commands? So let's begin. Let's go to the steps. Okay. First, we need to log in as the sudo user. So we need to log out from this user. So exit. Let's try to log out. Next, let's log in as the root sudo user, which is ban. So we're done with number 1. Let's go to number 2. Let's verify the command locations using the which command. So let's open up a terminal and type which nano which IP which IP tables which IP6 tables which IP tables 1.sh, and based on the outputs, here are the locations. I've noted it here already for convenience. So just a tip, we can use which command this way. And it will give you the same outputs. So just a tip. Let's go to number 3. Let's edit the etc sudoers file. So let's go to /etc and then let's type sudo sudo -f sudoers file. Type the password, then we're in. Based on our notes, let's add the following lines. Let's create a command alias net equals or /usr/sbin IP. So this location is this one. Okay. For the command alias fw, IP tables 1.sh location is this one, taken from the which command output. Okay, and IP tables there, IP6 tables there. So let's go down, navigate the file. As you can see, we already have a command alias for fw already. This was done in part 2 of the series, wherein we gave Bill permissions to execute iptables 1.sh script. So now we will add this inputs. Okay, so we'll do it this way. Let's try to add the net command alias first. Tab net space /usr/sbin IP. Next, under fw, we only have iptables 1.sh, so we'll add these 2 entries separated by a comma. So comma /usr sbin IP tables, comma usr sbin IP 6 tables. Okay. Now let's go down here. Based on our notes, let's edit the non-sudo user's permission from this, okay, from this going to this. Okay, just to explain it briefly, we will allow Bill to edit the sources.list, or rather, this is wrong, the resolve.conf file. So we will give Bill, a non-sudo user, the privilege to edit etc/resolve.conf file using nano. Okay, this is the command, this is the file, and this one came from here, wherein a while ago we verified nano's command location. Okay, and then comma, the command alias for this group of commands, and this for this group of commands. Okay, just a side note, actually we can do without this command aliases. We can do it this way. Actually, we can do /usr/local/sbin/iptables1.sh, /usr/sbin/iptables, /usr/sbin/ip6tables, and then /usr/sbin/ip, and then /usr/bin/nano/etc/resolve.conf. Actually, we can do it this way, as you can see, and I can delete this ones and delete this. Okay, so this manner of editing the sudoers file will do. However, for just organizing your commands and grouping them based on a command alias, I think it's better to do it that way, so that it will be far more organized and easier to check when it comes to troubleshooting in the future. But you have the freedom to do whatever you like. This is just a suggestion, a recommendation to use command alias and group related commands based on a command alias. So let's try it. Let's put back our command aliases here. Okay, and then let's edit this line. Here, let's just leave this entry, usr bin nano, to edit resolve.conf file, and then place a comma, and then put fw, net, the two aliases here. So Bill will have the permission to edit the resolve.conf file, and then Bill will also have the permission to use these 3 commands under the command alias fw, and this command based on the net command alias. Okay, let's save the file. Control O, enter, and then Control X. So now we're done with giving the non-sudo user the privilege to execute certain commands. Let's try the next steps. We need to test it. And the best way to test it is to connect to the internet while you're on a non-sudo user. Okay, so let's log off from this user. And let's log in as user Bill. Let's open up a terminal. So now, let's go to number 2. Let's set up IP tables using IP tables 1.sh. But first, let's verify if we really do have a blank IP tables rules by using IP tables -L. So based from the output, we still don't have any rules yet, and our default policies are in accept. Okay, they're all accept. So now let's try to execute this command. Okay. Sudo iptables1.sh. Okay, now let's try to verify once again if iptables1.sh did give us rules in our IP tables. You can use up arrow keys, or you can just type sudo IP tables -L. Okay, there it is. Based from our script, it gave us these rules under the input and under output. And our default policy now is drop. But before it was accept. Okay. So now we're done with number 2. Let's try to add IP and default route to our computer. First, let us clear the screen. And first, let us verify if we have any IP address right now. Based from the output, UNS34 doesn't have an IP address yet. Next, let's try IP route. No, we don't have any routes yet. So let's try if user Bill can now execute this command. Okay. Sudo IP address add 92.168.1.10/24 PRD plus dev ENS34. Press enter. Now let's verify IP A. Okay, now we have an IP address. Also a broadcast address. Whereas before, ENS34 doesn't have any. Okay. Now we're done with the IP address. Let's go to the default route. So now let's clear the screen. And let's try to give it a default route by using this command. Sudo IP route add default via 192.168.1.2. Okay. Next, let's verify by using this command IP route. a route. Okay, now we have a default route. We have an IP address, which is this one, and we also have an IP route. Default route, I mean this one. So based on this demonstration, user Bill can now use IP command to give our computer an IP address and a default route. Now let's try if Bill can now edit resolve.conf file using nano. So that we could have DNS configured. So let's try it. Let's clear the screen. Okay, let's type sudo nano/etc resolve.conf. Okay, let's go here and let's type these lines. Again, these are just my preferred DNS servers. Most people use 8.8.8.8 for the 2.2, the 2, 1.1.1.1. Just put anything based on your preferences. So now let's type main server 192.71.166.92. Then next, main server 216.238.104.56. Let's try to save this by typing Ctrl O, press enter, and then Ctrl X. Let's try to verify it by using this command cat-n/etc resolve.conf. Based on the output, it accepted our inputs on line 20 and line 21. Let's clear the screen and let's try to ping Google DNS. So now we have internet connectivity. Now let's try to open up our browser. So based on our demonstration, the non-sudo user were able to connect to the internet because we gave it some privileges. Hope you find this useful and thank you for watching.